so you're the type of vets that eat your own patients, are you?
I waited a really long time to be able to make this video. A few months ago, I uploaded a video on Tash Peterson where I put lots of clips in, and one of those clips was about her and Jack protesting at a vet's. And after this clip was shown to 80,000 people on Tash's Facebook, and it took on a mind of its own. The vets came out and said that they were going to sue Tash, and they have. And finally, she's got her comeuppance because the courts have found Tash and Jack guilty and fined them $280,000. And do you know what? It couldn't have happened to a nicer person. Is this the first time she's been fined? No, but all the other times it's been $2,000, $1,000, $3,000, which to her, with her income, was nothing. You know, it didn't bother her at all. But this is going to hit hard. So what did she say in this video to elicit the action that was taken against her?
Oh, so you're the type of vets that eat your own patients, are you?
Yeah, I do eat meat, but I don't eat dogs and I don't eat cats, and I don't appreciate you pushing your agenda on my personal...
I don't appreciate you enslaving animals and forcing them into murder factories.
Ring the police.
What if they were dogs?
Yeah, what if there was a dog in there? What if it was a dog or a cat? Just kept outside in the cage.
I have a dog in a cage out the back at the moment receiving treatment. Am I enslaving?
This all started because Tash and Jack were sitting in a coffee shop and they looked over at the vets, and in a cage were two birds. Now the cage was massive, but as far as Tash was concerned, the vet was enslaving the animal. So they went over there and said something, and they got short shrift from the receptionist. So the next day they went back and pushed their luck and filmed this video that we've just seen. Now we're going to go on to the news article and hear what the courts had to say. Vegan activist Tash Peterson ordered to pay vet $280,000 in damages. A headline-grabbing vegan activist has been ordered to pay $280,000 to a vet she accused of eating her own patients. Tash Peterson, who has achieved notoriety for her often scantily clad publicity stunts in support of her animal-loving cause, stormed into the Perth-based Bicton Veterinary Clinic in September 2021 to accuse its owner, Dr. K. McIntosh, of enslaving two pet birds. The bizarre encounter, which was filmed by Peterson's partner, Jack Higgs, was shared with the notorious vegan's 84,000 Facebook followers. But in a judgment handed down by the Supreme Court of Western Australia on Monday, Chief Justice Peter Quinlan ruled that the pair had used provocative and inflammatory language towards Dr. McIntosh and her husband Andrew. The court ordered Peterson to pay $280,000 in damages to the husband and wife. The saga began when Peterson and her partner visited a cafe next door to the vet clinic and noticed the two cockatiels named Bruce and Gandalf in a cage that was 60 centimetres wide, 60 centimetres deep, and 130 centimetres tall. Dr. McIntosh had inherited the animals believed to be around 14 years old when she took over the business in January 2020. The birds became a local attraction, with children often visiting to the practice to see them, and were allowed to fly outside of their cage within the clinic. The birds were often left outside in their cage on the street in front of the clinic. Bruce and Gandalf were nevertheless domesticated birds, the judgment noted. Dr. McIntosh gave evidence, which I accept, that they would not be able to survive outside, i.e. in the wild. The birds were outside the store in their cage on the day Peterson and Higgs first noticed them. They briefly complained to the receptionist, but were told the birds were well cared for. Unsatisfied, they returned the next day, with Peterson filming a piece to camera outside the clinic, in which she accused them of committing slavery. Peterson then entered the clinic and asked Dr. McIntosh if she eats her own patients, and accused her of enslaving animals, the court heard. The exchange became heated and Peterson and Higgs were asked to leave. The police were called, but the pair had left by the time they arrived. Peterson later shared a clip entitled "Exposing Vets for Being Hypocrites" to her Facebook page, where it racked up almost 80,000 views. Birds should not be bred to spend their entire lives in enslavement, living in a cage. The accompanying caption read, "Seeing birds in a cage is so normalised, many find it difficult to see how immoral it is." The video also included Peterson's bizarre allegation that Dr. McIntosh eats the animal she treats. During the trial in June, Peterson and Higgs had argued the post was protected by qualified privilege and were justified as honest opinion. Their legal team argued that the content was a matter of public interest, but Mr. Quinlan rejected those defences, ruling that Peterson and Higgs had published defamatory claims. In a statement published on social media, Peterson appeared undeterred by the enormous bill she has been ordered to pay. "You can take all of our money, but you will never take away our voice for non-human people," she wrote on social media. "We will endure the stress of a litigation time and time again. It's nothing in comparison to the abuse and murder animals are subjected to because of non-vegans." As we've seen many times with Tash Peterson in her protests and all the videos I've made on her, common sense is something she does not seem to possess. Even though she has been told that these birds would not be able to exist in the wild, she is still not having any of it, and she is not going to change her mind, even though that would mean if these birds were released, they wouldn't be alive for very long. And as far as she's concerned, because she makes money on her OF page, she can keep being fined. But the reality is, she doesn't get the views that she used to get. She used to get hundreds of thousands of views on her videos, and now she only gets a few thousand. So her revenue has been severely affected. So how long is she going to be able to continue to do what she's doing. Well, that is going to remain to be seen, isn't it? But I am so happy that she has finally got fined a massive amount. The only thing that would be better is if she gets put in prison for her actions, and then that might stop her, but I'm not even sure that would. Well, that's it for today's video. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you on the next video. Ta-ta for now.